SOFI update on the 7th. So we came down here in the last video. I talked about the 4-hour demand zone being the likely spot to bottom here at 935. Obviously, we went lower than that. We ended up coming down all the way to the very bottom of daily demand. So we double bottomed with the very bottom of daily demand. We bounced out of it a little bit, and so 917 finished at 939. So decent bounce, but the question is, did we bottom yet? And I think that we most likely bottom, but there is a potential that we have another move down, and that would only take us down here to this gap fill right here. There's another gap fill at 911. So if we go down to 911, I wouldn't be surprised, because again, we have wave 1, wave 2, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, fourth wave right here, and then I see 1, 2, potentially 3 all the way down here, and then this could be a fourth wave. This is the first possibility. And actually, if you take the length of wave 1, you'll see that it pretty much hits right around that gap fill right here. So if this is wave 4, then we'd be looking for one more move down here to about 911. But again, on these smaller waves, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell exactly where you're at. You get a pretty good idea. So it's possible we already bottomed here and we're starting to move higher. Let's just say we did bottom at 917. Let's say we bottom at 911. Let's say we come down here to 911. Just see where we retrace to. We would retrace just back here to a minimum of about 1041, potentially all the way up here to 1115. The gap fill is at 1031. So we have about $1 to retrace here, probably over the next couple of weeks from what I see. And the 4-hour supply zone is then going to be where that gap fills at. We have a gap fill right here. So this candle right here would be the supply zone. I would be looking anywhere from 1032 all the way up to about 1080 to be the bounce zone, even if we come down here to 911. If we bottomed here, it would be a little bit higher. I don't think we're going to come up here and fill this gap anytime soon at 1130. It's too high, and I just don't see it happening. But this should definitely get filled at 1030 all the way to 1080. Here's one concern I do have, though, about this move. If this is a wave 1 down, and this is A, and this is B, and we're looking at an expanded flat, this could, well, not looking at that actually. This is only wave 1. We're looking at a move down here to 760. It would bounce and even go lower than that. So I don't really like how far this has came down already. We'll have to just see how it goes over the days, because it's still possible that you could get a move like this where wave 1 is the longest, wave 2, and you get something like this. This is still possible, as long as wave 3 is not the shortest wave. So it really depends, but if I'm doing projections, I would say this is going to go all the way down to like $7, just based on this being wave 1. So I don't really like wave 1, but the good news is, again, we should be bouncing here soon, all the way back up here to a minimum of 1030. So if you miss something on the upside, you'll have another chance to do that here in the next couple of weeks. So one other thing to look at to show you, a lot of people are probably frustrated already with the price action because they don't understand where we're at in the chart. If you look at the weekly chart here, and we go to let's just do like 70 weeks. So the last 70 weeks to show where we're at in the standard deviations. On these run-ups right here, we got to the very top, we sold off. We went up here to 1 standard deviation, sold off. And when that guy was putting out that $2 price target, we were down here basically at -2 standard deviations, that laughable price target that he put out. So if you would have saw this chart, you would have been putting your whole account into this stock, because we were sitting at the very bottom of the range But then you see here on the earnings move, we're almost at like 3 or 4 standard deviations on the weekly chart. So that was a definite sell the news area, and that's exactly what happened. And we're still at 2 standard deviations here. So if this does make 5 waves and it came all the way down to $7, it would be surprising that we sold off $4, but according to standard deviations, we'd be right at the mean. So it wouldn't be that surprising just looking at this chart. On the daily chart, though, if we go to 128 trading days, we're still at the top of the range, or still in the middle of the range, so pretty good. But then on the 4-hour, we're at the very bottom, and on the hourly, we're at the bottom as well. So that bodes pretty well for a nice bounce setting up here. So again, in my opinion, we're probably potentially could go to 911. We probably already bottomed, and we're looking for a minimum bounce to 1030 to probably about 1080 over the next couple of weeks. So you should use this standard deviation indicator if you want to see where the stock is in the chart, because it'll make you make better decisions overall. Just some basic what you want to do. So I'll leave it at that. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. You think we're ready to bounce here soon, or do you think we're going to keep on going down? I expect the overall market to bounce as well. So look for 1030 over the next couple of weeks for that gap fill, and I'll keep you updated during the week. But for now, that's it. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.